Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm doing a psychic tarot reading for you, tuning in to the day's energies, seeing what divine messages of guidance come through, seeing what news we can use. This is a general reading. I'm tuning into general energies, not one person's specific energies. So take what resonates and leave the rest. If you would like a reading where I tune into your specific energies and answer your specific questions, or coaching, helping you develop your own skills and talents, there's a link in the description box below. You can sign up for a reading or a coaching session. Really enjoying meeting so many of you in that space. So, all right, let's get to your tarot reading. In the past, we've got the energy of the Nine of Wands. There's a wounded warrior, someone who has been through a lot. I'm tuning into someone who's felt like their life has been an uphill battle. Uphill battle. There's a level of exhaustion, a lot of output, a lot of energy that this person puts into defensiveness. I also get that this person started out in a very contentious environment, very battling environment, and so it kind of tainted their perspective of this incarnation on earth as being very volatile, believing that people are out to get them, believing that they have to stay on guard at all times with all people. This person has been hurt by the people closest to them. And that's why the defenses are so close to, it feels like this person in the past had difficulty letting anyone in because their beliefs were that no one can be trusted fully. And so their beliefs were definitely coming true, you know. This person might in the past say, see, I was right. You can't trust anybody. But it's their beliefs that are showing them that's true. It looks like in the past, whoever I'm tuning into, that this energy, there's a lack of understanding of emotions and the relationship to emotions, the importance of emotions, the role that emotions have. It feels like growing up in a very unstable, emotionally unstable environment where people didn't know how to regulate, how to self-regulate, and so they definitely didn't know how to teach others how to regulate if they didn't have that skill themselves. This is, I feel like these are children masquerading as adults. Very immature emotionally. So if this is the environment you grew up in, I mean, it explains a lot about the Nine of Wands energy. So it looks like in this environment that it was just lies. It feels like lies and manipulation, lying to yourself, lying to others. Half lies, lies of omission. It feels like very masked energies, pretense. No wonder the Nine of Wands. The more I tune into this with every layer, I'm like, yeah, who wouldn't be defensive if this is your introduction into this is Earth. Hey, this is Earth. And having your family from this, a lack of emotional energy, a lack of understanding of how to use, how to understand what emotions are, and it feels like they weaponize emotions. And so there's not love here. This isn't love. This is very conditional love. Loving based on the condition of what you can do for me or how you make me feel in each moment. And a lot of mental emotion, manipulation. Oh, I'm getting angry, resentful, frustrated. It's me. I feel this rage energy coming through because of course you're defensive, and I feel like there's even like, why are you so defensive? Why are you so standoffish? Like this is a recipe for Nine of Wands, for everyone being guarded, and everyone in this energy, it's very independent. It's like everyone's in Nine of Wands. There's not a safe space. And nobody really knows how to make a safe space even for themselves. They do the best they can to create a safe environment for themselves. This is not a family unit. This is like a family where everyone's an independent contractor looking out for themselves because others are very conditioned to look after each other. Woo. It looks like in the past that going through this type of energy growing up, that you were really seeking equality, maybe equity, equal give and take. This is definitely a system where it's top down. Someone is benefiting, but really nobody does, because there's just so much resentment from those who are under that top dog. And then there's a belief that not everybody can be happy and, equal. Everyone's giving to that top person. I feel like that top person feels entitled to everybody's love and attention and energy, and whatever they're giving is enough, even if they're not giving anything. Oh, this is a toxic soup that I'm tuning into. But with that being said, this feels like this created a huge desire within you to have equality, to have a different way of being that's more fair and equitable. In present time energy, we've got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. something's not moving forward the way you would like in regards to business. Something is not, or in your life, like in your physical life. I feel like in your 3D, something is not showing up the way you wanted it to, or not enough. It's not moving in the direction of growth that you wanted it to. That's so interesting. So it feels like right now in present energy, you're focused on your finances and love. And both of them kind of in this energy feel not where you would want them to be. I feel like this is a mirage, though. It's not, it's temporary, but it looks like these limiting ways of being are coming up to be addressed around finances, stability, security, and love, as in like loving connections. Looks like you're looking at the energy of partnership and what has not worked. It feels like you're seeing that partnerships have only gone so far. They haven't gone the distance. Also feels like nobody is taking action towards me. Kind of like, no, nothing's coming in. Maybe that's a picture that's stopping, the constant reinforcement of that belief, of thinking of it, thinking nobody's coming in, nobody's coming in, nobody's coming in is creating a belief where nobody's coming in. Okay, let's keep building that. Something looks like you're wanting someone to be very honest and authentic about how they come in. Looks like you're ending a cycle of lack in the love department. If you are looking for another partner, a love connection, it looks like you're releasing okay. It looks like you're releasing old ways that you have created connections. And that's because you've done this work on looking at your past and not wanting to recreate that type of environment that you were raised in. You're you're wanting to create, this might not just be in like a love connection. It might be in loving connections and partner. You're releasing old ways of loving connections because they didn't work. It feels like you want to be very straightforward and communicate very clearly what you need and what you want. And it's okay if people say, no, I don't want that. That's okay. Okay. But you're being very clear. It feels like you're saying this is what I need. Creating more conscious agreements. No longer being so wishy-washy and creating kind of an unstable environment, unstable connections where people are not quite sure where they are. Feels like that also was in the past, that there was always this dis-ease. Some of you, the way you were raised might be affecting your physical health now. Some of you might have autoimmune issues because of the way that you were raised in the past. It's very hypercritical, which created like an internal, constantly criticizing yourself and not being enough, which in turn your body looks like it starts attacking itself. Autoimmune with yeah, there's a lot there. But it looks like you are, because your willingness to look at the past, go inside, go within and see the beliefs that no longer serve you, that you are creating a whole new way of connecting with those whom you love. All right, those popped out. It looks like you're not accepting anything looks like you're cutting out gossip, cutting out triangulation. It's like whoever you're one-on-one with, having this really close, everything's amazing with us and everyone else sucks. It creates a tight seal for as long as you are together. But as soon as you are not with that person, you know that they're with someone else and doing that same thing. Just you and I, and everyone else sucks. So this is someone who triangulates, who creates that one-on-one bond, but they're actually, it's deceptive. Something about being insecure that comes around. Yeah, you're no longer going to work with those type of energies. This can be heartbreaking because it might wipe out a lot of your social calendar. Because even if you don't announce, I'm no longer going to talk about people behind their backs. So I did something like this years ago, kind of a first step when I realized that the mom group that I was hanging out with, taking the kids to school every day and then waiting to pick them up, I'd stand around with the same mom group. and there was just a lot of gossip. And I felt part of a group. And then I realized that it really started making me feel insecure, because I knew that if I wasn't in that group, that they're talking about me. Whoever's there is safe from criticism, but whoever is not there is not safe. So it just created this low-grade constant anxiety of lack of acceptance. And I made a decision for myself that I'm just not going to participate in gossip. So I still hung out with those women, but I just would kind of like tune out when they're gossiping about someone. I didn't like, oh, what are we talking about? I was like, yeah. I just knew that was not it wasn't helping. It wasn't who I wanted to be. And slowly, over the next couple of weeks, they just didn't want to hang out with me. Things shifted just gradually and naturally. I didn't have to make an announcement or anything. It was just obvious that I had shifted my beliefs, that this is not a happy activity that I want to participate in. And all of the whole thing, within a couple weeks, I was then standing with different people, talking to different people, not engaging. And I've never hung out with those people again. I'm not judging them. I just knew for me, I was ready to move on. I'm not better than them. I'm not anything. For me, I made that choice, and it feels like that's coming up again, another level. Maybe not gals at the school kind of energy, but maybe you're shifting people who are very close to you, shifting the way you interact with people in your house, family members. There's a real... Is this the energy I want to interact with? In the center of your reading is the 5 of Cups, grief. Grief over something lost. Oh, regret too. Ooh. I feel like this is specifically all the love that you gave to others, there's a belief that you wasted it or something. You didn't waste. There's never a waste of energy. That's the message I'm getting. The love that you gave out might not come from the person you gave all that love or loving to, or people. Maybe you gave a lot to parents in the past, siblings, connections that were you gave so much and you're feeling regretful or remorseful that was a lot of expended energy that you'll never get back, because those people are not going to ever. It feels like at this point they're not ever going to be the source of returning that love. But the message I'm getting is, if you need that love to come from them, then you will be waiting for a long time. If you see it as an energy, that loving, giving of energy is just an energy, and that love can come back to you from other sources. There's a belief that you need, I desire, I have to have. I'm waiting for that person to finally love me in the way I can receive it, in the way I can hear it, the way I can feel it. Feels like there are unmet needs. I need my mom to love me this way. I need my dad to love me this way. I need my spouse. I need my partner. I need someone. It feels like this, regret, remorse, sadness that there's like lost love and you'll never get that back, and that it does not feel, I agree, it does not feel like, if you need it to come from those sources, it feels like you're also like putting a lot of pressure on that person's soul to give you something that they are not capable or willing or able to do. It feels like releasing that agreement and letting them go. Say, I don't expect anything from you. I am releasing you from any obligations to change. And I am opening myself up to receiving all of this love that I have given out. And I'm so curious in what form it will return to me. That feels a lot better. Not needing it to come from someone or how it shows up, but allowing all that love, you have loved a lot, to come back to you, and trust that the universe will bring it to you in magical and wonderful ways. Feels like that it could come to you in millions of little pieces, different ways. That feels nice. I wonder if you can feel that. Like, it feels like the love already is starting to come in. Self-love. I love myself. It feels like releasing, like I need it to come from them. I've been waiting my whole life for them to finally accept me and love me. Let them go. Release that burden of responsibility that they have to provide you with that. They obviously can't or won't, or they're unable to. It feels like releasing them from this actually frees you to receive from the universe, from different points of view. And it also releases this person from some type of tension and projection of them not being enough, them and resentment for them not knowing how to care and love for you. That's good. I'm liking this. All right, your challenge right now is the Four of Pentacles. You might be worried about your finances. That's come up now twice. Right now there might be anxiety around finances, around your finances being stable. You might be feeling a little grasping. What do we need to know? What would help us with this Four of Pentacles challenge? Interesting that your pentacles in your present energy were tied up with love. And in the challenge, that happened too. There's something about your finances and your stability and security wrapped up in connection with love. Boom. Okay. In the past, the way you were raised was such an unstable environment. And it feels like there is this mix between stability and a lack of a loving environment. They are very interlocked for whoever is tuning in. When you feel loved, you feel stable and secure. You feel insecure when you're not feeling loved, because growing up, the love you received from your environment, not just parents, but maybe even siblings and larger family, if you weren't, it was so conditional, the love, that if you weren't showing up in a way that they approved of, that they liked, they withheld their affection, they withheld their love, and that made you feel very insecure. And it was meant to make you feel insecure, so you would change your behavior. Not show up authentically, but show up in a way that made them feel stable and loved. Okay, there's that resentment again coming up in the energy, like frustration and resentment. And that's okay if that is coming up for you as well. Like, this way of being creates a lot of lies, lots of instability, a lot of toxic patterns and habits of trying to get your needs met. This feels like whoever I'm tuning into would have a great deal of anxiety. Like, oh, now I'm feeling very anxious about my survival. Feels like you had to compete to be loved. So you might have recreated that in your adult world, where you're put in third-party situations made to compete. A lot of heartbreak. Yep. A lot of that third party and energy. A lot of like, if you don't love me enough, they love me, they want me. All right, so it feels like you might have created scenarios where people manipulated you to stay in relationship with them. Very one-sided connections. So what's the outcome? What is it that we need to know about this challenge? Oh, I'm getting to switch decks. What is it that we need to know? What would help us with this challenge? Realizing that it is not your job to fulfill others. It's not your job to make people happy. That's each of our jobs. It's my job to make myself happy, to take care of myself. It's others' responsibility. It is never your responsibility to make someone happy. Yeah, it's not your responsibility ever to make someone happy. It's an inside job. You are no longer receiving how to do business as being yourself from others. You are going within to find your own answers, because that's where your answers are. You have everything you need already. Everything. It's inside. So you're no longer giving everyone a vote as to who you're going to show up as and how you're going to show up as. And you're releasing orphan energy, abandonment energy, feeling left out, not belonging. Beautiful. All right. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for your supportive and loving comments. Don't forget to like this video and follow so you can get some more of these readings in your feed. So, see you next time. Bye.